What's good, everybody? It is your boy, the Tanner Man, and welcome back to another one, Tanner fam. Yeah. We are back, and I know it's a little different because it's not a gaming video, but I have to do a tier list Tuesday. It's been a while since I did these. I have about 10 episodes. I think I have either 9 or 10, I don't remember. And I used to do this every Tuesday when I used to upload about a year and a half ago, but I stopped doing it because I was focusing on gaming. So we're gonna get back into it. Today we're gonna do DreamWorks movies. I figured since Kung Fu Panda 4 came out and Shrek 2's re-release for 20th anniversary came out, I figured we'd do the DreamWorks animation movies. I've seen a bunch of them, and we also did the Pixar ones. So yeah, don't worry, guys. Dead Space, BioShock, Unravel, all new games are coming this weekend. Probably won't be as many on Friday, but I'll try to get 2 of them on Thursday. So you guys look out for that. But without further ado, enough of the chit chat. Let's get into it. So we have S tier, masterpiece, A, B, C, D, and F, and then never seen or don't remember. Now there's gonna be a lot of them I haven't seen, but most of them I have seen before. So yeah, without further ado, enough of the chit chat. Let's get into it. Here we go. So we're starting off with Puss in Boots, the first one. I thought it was pretty good. Nothing extraordinary. So Puss in Boots became, a likable character in Shrek 2. He was introduced there. And I liked him a lot. Antonio Banderas voiced him. And obviously it's supposed to be a nod towards Zorro, a popular character he used to play. But, it's funny because he doesn't use the cape. He's a cat, so it's a bunch of cat jokes. And he's funny and he's adventurous. And overall, the movie, I thought it was okay, pretty good. The animation was good quality. The villains weren't so good as the Shrek movies. I believe it was Jack and Jill, and they're kind of like treasure founders, but yeah. Then you had Humpty Dumpty, and then you introduced Kitty Softpaws, and they were good characters, but nothing extraordinary, you know what I mean? So yeah. Kung Fu Panda 2, I will say it is an absolute masterpiece. I love Kung Fu Panda 2 more than the first one. The animation was way better than the first one. Not the shit on the first one. First one was good, but yeah, I like the villain Lord Shin, who's played by Gary Oldman. I thought he was a really cool and interesting villain. Um, he kind of used his inventions of fireworks into gunpowder and weapons, essentially destroying the world. You also got some more backstory on Poe and his life and where he came from, and obviously he questioned it when he encountered the wolves and all that. So, I mean, these are spoilers ahead. I'll probably put it in the beginning of the video. I probably should have said that beforehand. But I liked Kung Fu Panda 2 a lot. There's a lot of funny and comedic moments. A lot of big actors involved in it. Obviously, you have, Jack Black, Angela Jolie, David Cross, Seth Rogen, Jackie Chan, Lucy Liu. Same old cast, and Dustin Hoffman. I will say, I wish Master Shifu was involved a little bit more instead of the beginning and towards the end. But you know what? Overall, solid film. Then we have the first Kung Fu Panda. We were doing this out of order, and I thought it's an absolute A tier. I love Kung Fu Panda. It was indeed not necessarily a masterpiece, but really well done. The fighting sequences, and just like the second one, they're incredible. Uh, Tai Lung, the main villain in the first one, he was absolutely great, and he was a really good villain, and you could sympathize with him a lot more than Lord Shen, because Lord Shen was just doing it just to be evil. Tai Lung was more like, he got to climb the Dragon Scroll and that type of thing. So yeah. And I like the training sequences that Poe and Master Shifu did. I thought those were very well done, and I like it a lot. Turbo. I don't remember it as much. I I remember seeing bits and pieces of it, and I know Ryan Reynolds voices the snail, Snoop Dogg, Samuel Jackson. There's a bunch of cast in there. I just never really seen it, and I may have seen little bits and pieces of it, but not fully watched it. Trolls. Now, I did like the first Trolls movie. I didn't watch the other two, but I thought it was a cute little movie. Nothing too special. It's kind of like a music slash, pop numbers. A bunch of pop and well known songs of modern and old. I thought the story was solid. You know, you got to learn more about Branch, Justin Timberlake's character, and you learn more about the Bergens and all that. So, you know, it's a pretty good movie. I didn't dislike it at all. I don't think it's the best DreamWorks movie, but that's how I feel about it. Is there anything else? You know, I can't remember all of it because it's been a while since I've seen it, but I thought it was pretty good. Spirit, I know what it is. I just never seen it before. Shrek Forever After, I will say it's a B tier. Not as good as the first two Shrek movies by any means, but yeah, I thought it was a satisfying conclusion to Shrek's story. You know, because Shrek kind of, you know, signs a contract, doesn't know what it does, and you know, sends him back when people feared him. And he did like it a lot, but he did regret it because you know he didn't exist, and his family and friends didn't know him. You know, his kids didn't even exist, so it was kind of a little twisted world going on in that movie. But obviously, there's some hard lessons learned that you know, careful what you wish for, or don't sign something that you don't understand because you may lose something in the process. But yeah, I thought Shrek Forever After was pretty good. Once again, not as good as the first two Shrek movies. Shrek the Third, I didn't like as much. I think it's a D tier. When you go from Shrek 1 to Shrek 2, then you do Shrek the Third, it just felt off. Everything felt rushed. Not everything was taken in consideration like the first two movies. And they rehashed an old villain, which I mean I like Prince Charming. I think he was funny and all that, but you know, he really didn't have that many good motives. Obviously he wanted revenge for his mom, but you know, yeah. I did like the animation and voice acting's fine. I did like some of the jokes in there. I thought there was a couple funny ones, and Merlin was a good character, and that's all I really have to say about Shrek the Third. I don't think it's anything great, and it's not DreamWorks' worst movie, but it's pretty bad. Shrek Two is a masterpiece, and I'm gonna move that in front of Government. Shrek 2 does everything a sequel does possible. Make the animation better, and to introduce new characters, expand the story and the universe, and do so many incredible things. I mean, like Shrek 2 had such good pop culture references from a cops parody to Far Far Away, making fun of Los Angeles and Hollywood. And it's such a genius and great idea, and it's definitely one of the first cartoons to incorporate a, you know, somewhat of a utopia that's somewhat relatable in today's day and age. And there's tons of Easter eggs and things you can see in the background. And Fairy Godmother, man, she was such a great villain. I mean, God, she was manipulative, evil. She was a bitch. She could sing her ass off. And come on, let's admit, I Need a Hero sequence is one of the greatest sequences ever made, ever. I mean, it's adrenaline rushing. Like, yeah, I love Shrek 2. I mean, if you don't love Shrek 2, you're not a real fan. Shrek 1, I think it's a masterpiece as well. Because you got to think about it. Shrek is very, very influential in the 2000s and cartoons. Shrek did the first thing ever. And keep in mind, this is not DreamWorks' first animated movie, it's Ants. But Shrek was the one that saved the studio from going bankrupt, and it's also the first studio and movie that poked fun at Disney. You know, obviously there's movies beforehand, but it's such a genius way of telling a story of saying like, "Hey, once upon a time," and then saying, "Haha, you thought we were going in that direction, but we're not." And it's just such a great idea, and they nailed it so much. Eddie Murphy as Donkey is comedic in both Shrek 1 and Shrek 2. You know, Mike Myers as Shrek is iconic, and Lord Farquaad is not as a good villain as Fairy Godmother, in my opinion, but, you know, he's good, and, you know, he's unlikable, too. There's a lot of dark and sex innuendo jokes throughout the movie, and obviously you watch as an adult, you get much later on. But yeah. Alright. Rise of the Guardians is an A tier. It is super underrated. This movie deserves more love. I mean, it's such a cool idea to have, excuse me, to have the original or, you know, things you hear in stories and folklore, like Jack Frost, Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy, Sandman, all teaming up like in a little tiny Avengers assemble thing. Oh my god, my eyes, dude, come on. Sorry about that. And it's such a good idea to have them assemble and go against, the boogeyman who gives them nightmares. And the animation's clean, the fight sequences is cool, and I like the story, getting to know Jack Frost and how they all got chosen, and it's just such a delightful film, and it deserves to be talked about a lot, you know what I mean? Penguins of Madagascar, I think it's a B tier. I think it's pretty good. I don't remember it as much. I remember watching it and enjoying it as a kid. There's funny and great moments, because obviously the penguins are one of my favorite characters in the Madagascar series, and there's a lot of funny and great moments throughout. And they have a pretty good stat cast. I didn't realize until I recently looked into it. But yeah, the villain's like an octopus, and I thought he was a really interesting villain. And at first you thought he's a human, but he's not. Then he wants to mutate the rest of the world. But that's all I remember from it. I'll have to rewatch it sometime, but I put it in B tier because I thought it's pretty good. Mr. Peabody and Sherman. It's okay. I mean, I like Mr. Peabody and Sherman's characters. I thought they were really cool, of time traveling to know history. And, there's like this little girl that's kind of a bitch towards him. I think it's Peabody the dog and Sherman the boy. Or is it the other way around? I don't remember. But I thought it was a cool, decent idea. I just don't think it's as good as the other DreamWorks films. But, I mean, it's okay. I don't hate it. I don't like it as much as the other ones above it, but yeah. Alright. Excuse me. Monsters vs. Aliens. B tier. It's a pretty good movie. It's funny. It has a great cast once again. The animation's like a lot more 3D because they were like playing with those elements and making it a 3D movie, like jumping at your screen. And I love this movie, and obviously, you have so many iconic moments, like the president, voiced by Stephen Colbert, playing, what's that movie called? Oh god, the Eddie Murphy one. I'll put it somewhere if I can't remember it. Beverly Hills Cop. There we go. Boom. Never mind. And I just thought it was funny and out of place, but it was, that's one way to communicate with an evil alien robot, Yeah, Galaxar was in it. I thought he was a lot of fun, He's not the best villain once again, but he's a lot of fun and great to watch. Susan, you feel bad for her because she's turning this big, ginormica. But, she realizes that, it's not so bad. These monsters aren't really monsters. They're, they're my friends. You have the cockroach, Bob, and I forget his name. Will Arnett's character, the little gill fish creature. I should remember his name, but, I don't. I obviously remember Bob because Bob is funny as hell and he's such an iconic character. Seth Rogen killed that role. Yeah, and the idea of a monsters versus aliens has always been a great idea. Yeah. I mean, they're killing it. Megamind. Masterpiece. Oh, let's be uncomfortable too. I don't care what no one says. Megamind is a masterpiece. I'm glad people are starting to discover this underrated gem. I remember seeing this when I was a kid, and I liked it, but I didn't really remember it all. It was just kind of a blur in my head. But I will say that I liked Megamind a lot. I thought it was DreamWorks' funniest film besides the Shrek movies, obviously. I just... Will Ferrell killed it, and having the Lex Luthor and Superman story told in such a different way was so genius of them. And then you have Jonah Hill's character, Hal, seemed like a nice, quirky guy, the cameraman, then he turned evil. And, you don't really understand him because he's psychotic to say, like, oh, I'm a superhero, let me save you, let me throw you across the building and, magically save you. It's like, nah, man, that's not how that works, my boy. But I loved it. Brad Pitt as Metro Man was kind of unlikable and such of, an entitled shithead, but eventually it came around. It's like, I don't always need to be the hero. there's other heroes in this world. So I love Megamind a lot. Obviously the No Bitches meme is great, and I mean the soundtrack is killer, bangers, and yeah, I love Megamind. Madagascar 3. I actually like this one a lot. I think it's A tier. I think this was like satisfying conclusion. The Madagascar of them going on the run from this evil lady who's like trying to, she's an exterminator slash collector, and they're the most wanted because obviously they got caught. I forget where in Europe. They were gambling at a casino and they got caught trying to steal like chips and money and stuff like that. So yeah. And they met the circus, and they met the circus animals, and they helped them out because they're not good. And it's such a cool and heartwarming story. And you also got the Afro Circus song, which is a banger. And yeah, that's a great movie. A lot of touching and fun moments, and definitely once again a satisfying conclusion to Madagascar. Speaking of satisfying conclusions, we have Kung Fu Panda 3, which I thought was A tier. A lot of people said this is the weaker among the Kung Fu Panda series. Obviously, no, there might be something else on there. But yeah, originally before the fourth one came out, 3, yeah, I guess you can consider the weaker one, but I still enjoyed it. I thought Kai was a fun and new character to introduce to the Kung Fu Panda universe. J.K. Simmons, of course, he's an iconic voice actor, so he killed it. And to have a villain take Chi was a very, very intimidating factor, and, a powerful guy to go against because, it's so much power, and it seemed like they were never going to get back, and Po had a hard time actually fighting against him, and it was like a last resort. You also get a new character, Poe's dad. I forget his name. I think it's like Lee Shan, something like that. Lee something. That's like Lee. I think it is. And you got to learn, his dad wants him back at the Secret Panda Village because obviously the second one, I didn't talk about this, unfortunately. But the second one, it was revealed that Lord Shin genocided most of the pandas. But obviously his mom passed away, so rest in peace, Poe's mom. That bunch of pandas went to the secret village and, stayed there. They kind of reevaluate, and, it's like their own little sanctuary they found. And it was cool to get to see all of them, and, Poe was learning about using Chi and was helping his family, do kung fu against the evil Jade zombies, the zombies guys, and Kai. And it worked really, really well, and I still had a good time. It was a lot of fun. Do I think it's as good as the second one? No. But I still enjoy it, and I thought it was indeed a satisfying conclusion, and one of the best animated trilogies. There, I said it. How to Train Your Dragon 2. Where do I put this? I say... I think it's a masterpiece, really. I enjoy Dragons 2 a lot. The animation, man, is super, super clean, and how realistic the characters look. So How to Train Your Dragon 2, you're back with Hiccup and Toothless, and they're starting to do some more upgrades and techniques, for flying. Like, he has this little, like, flying suit, and he's, like, flying in the sky because he's learning to do it himself in case he has to, because there's moments where they're in battle that Toothless is going to have to run and catch him. You have Draco Bloodfist, who's the villain in this, and I thought he was a really good villain. He's irredeemable. He's a piece of crap. I absolutely hate him throughout. But yeah, let me put Dragon 2 in front of those. Actually, it's next to Shrek 2. Anyway, you learn more about the villages and Dad Stoic saying, like, you don't need to... This guy is nothing you can deal with, in a way. Like, stay away from him. He's crazy. But then, Hiccup goes in and tries to find him. Instead, finds a random person, and it's revealed to be his mom. And the mom revealed that, hey, I left you when you were a baby because a dragon kidnapped me. but the dragons aren't that bad. And obviously that was revealed in the first one, that dragons are, somewhat, they're somewhat great creatures and understanding, and they don't want to fight unless necessary. So yeah. I enjoyed it a lot. Obviously it was very sad when the dad was killed by Toothless, who was manipulated by the big alpha dragon. But, with all that, there was a great final battle, such great sequences, a lot of funny moments, and yeah. There's also another character, the dude with the peg leg, I forget his name, but he's also very funny. Oh, this is the Rihanna one, and the guy from Big Bang Theory. I think it's D tier. I thought it was pretty bad. There's funny moments, and the animation's great, and Rihanna and Jennifer Lopez all did a good job voice acting those. I just don't consider it to be a very good movie. I thought the plot was just kind of thin and nothing great about it, and that's all I really got to say. I haven't seen the film in a while, but I remember not liking it, and I probably won't be rewatching it anytime soon, so yeah. The Croods, I thought, was pretty good. You have the cave people, Nicolas Cage, Emma Stone, and you kind of learn about their story and, where they originally came from and why they stay engaged, and they go hunting, go get food, and they come back. Well, obviously there's this big earthquake, some kind of a continental drift happening, and it causes them to run away and introduce the New World. And also, this character right here to the left of is Ryan Reynolds' character, Guy, which is funny because he plays a character called Guy and Free Guy. So yeah, I thought that's pretty funny. It was a lot of funny, great moments. Animation is clean once again. DreamWorks is really good at improving their technology. And I just thought it was a really good, fun movie. Nothing masterpiece-like, but nothing bad or, horrible about it. It's just a overall good movie, and I recommend it a lot. Captain Underpants is A tier. I used to read Captain Underpants like the Bible. If I had a Bible, it'd be Captain Underpants. Book is always funny and entertaining as well, and I think they really did a good job, and it's definitely underrated because no one seems to talk about Captain Underpants that much as, Shrek or Megamind or Kung Fu Panda. But I think they did a really good job with the source material. I think they picked the right actors. They had Ed Helms and Kevin Hart, and they had the one guy, I think his name is Nick Kroll, did Professor Poopy Pants, and it was just an overall great, movie, and they really nailed the mark. I haven't seen it in a while, once again, but I think it's an absolute A tier. Boss Baby, the first F tier of DreamWorks. This movie is freaking horrible. The animation I don't like at all. I think it's not great. It's not funny. It's nothing cool. There's nothing great about this movie. I didn't laugh once. Maybe I that. But I did not like this movie at all. Alec Baldwin's just playing Alec Baldwin, and yeah. They adopt this little baby, and he turned out to be a boss baby because, it wasn't like a normal baby. He did business work. And to be honest, I don't remember all the plot. I just think it's a stupid, bad movie, and I don't know what they were doing. And the fact they made 2 of these is insane. So yeah, F tier. Madagascar 2, Escape to Africa. I thought it was pretty good. I don't remember it as much. Obviously, I know Moto Moto, the popular meme. I like them big, I like them chunky. So, yeah. I do remember enjoying this movie a lot. Obviously, they went to Africa. They're supposed to, go on the plane in Madagascar, and then they crash land in Africa. And I don't remember it as much as the other ones for some reason. Because it's been a long time since I've seen it, but I think it's a pretty good movie, And I know it's a good movie, and I think most of us know it's a good movie. So, yeah. Madagascar. Madagascar's pretty good too. I remember this one a lot. I watched it a lot as a kid, just like Shrek 1 and Shrek 2. Ben Stiller is Alex the lion, and then Chris Rock is Marty the zebra. And it's just about New York animals just kind of living their own life. And, Marty's like, I kind of want to go out in the world and see other things. And Alex like, no, you need to stay here. But Marty eventually escapes, and then the hippo, Gloria, and then Melman, the giraffe, all go after him, and they go to this train station, and then they get busted out by task force, and they get sent to Madagascar. And you just kind of learn that, when you're out in the wild, you become savage and you become hungry, and a lion to a zebra, that's like a meal. So he had to battle through all that, but there was a lot of funny and great moments. Obviously, King Julian and the penguins are fucking fantastic. I thought they're funny, and one of the best moments of Madagascar for sure. And no, there's no bad character in this, besides the Fusa. I thought they were stupid and annoying. So yeah. How to Train Your Dragon. I think it is a masterpiece. I loved How to Train Your Dragon. I thought it was a cool story, and they really did a good job with the animation and telling a story like, hey, not all dragons are bad, which is told many, many times before. But I feel like this movie is an exception because, Hiccup is starting to realize that he doesn't want to be killing or hunting them like his dad, Stoic. Instead, he kind of wants to, He kind of wants to, God, what the hell was I about to say? He kind of wants to show the other side with them. And, you get a lot of deemable moments throughout the characters of not believing in Hiccup. And he was the first to actually train a dragon, before he met his mom, obviously. And, obviously, Toothless seemed like he was evil and heartless, was really misunderstood. And the fact they helped each other, if you think about it, that Hiccup got to not have dragons and got to work with him, and the dragon got to work with him by repairing his back wing on his tail and all that. It's a masterpiece. I gotta say, I love this film a lot. I think it's great. B movie is why did I pick that one up? Where's B? Oh, it's okay. It's one of those movies that's a world full of bees that have humanoids just like the rest of them, but it's just, I don't know. It's okay. Obviously, Patrick Warburton's character was the best, and I didn't think he was a villain at all. I think he got fucked over by his girlfriend because the girlfriend literally chose a bug over him. And there are funny and generally great moments, and there's obviously that moment with Jerry Steinfeld and Larry King. They reenacted in the bee form, but that actually really happened. Are you not aware of this? You thought it was canceled? But yeah. I liked it. The animation's fine, and the story is, it's okay. I mean, obviously there's funny lines, and, them going after the honey, and there's Ray Liotta. I can't say his name, but, the guy from the Martin Scorsese movies. So yeah. That's B movie. Dragon 3. I've never seen it. I know you're gonna hate me for it, but a lot of people say it's really, really good, but I just never got a chance to see it. Over the Hedge. I thought it's pretty good. I found this movie to be funny, and I had a lot of great cast members. Obviously a bunch of animals that chill out in the woods and forests, go over the hedge in the bush, and go in this house and they discover. The raccoon's trying to get the food and snacks and everything to what's it called? To the bear, because he was trying to sneak one in, and then he got cocky, and yeah. And then you introduce the female character, and then the exterminator, who's voiced by the guy who played Sandman in Spider-Man 3. All go after him, and it's just a lovely, funny movie. And obviously, you got the meme of what's his name? Vern just looking at the camera and all that. So yeah, I think Beat Over the Hedge is a really good movie. Honestly, Beat movie. I think it was a pretty good movie. Nothing spectacular, nothing bad. It's just a lot of fun and great jokes, and a lot of iconic moments in there. So yeah, Shark Tale. Is it F tier or D tier? Shark Tale's pretty bad. I want to put in D tier. I'll put in D tier. I didn't like Shark Tale that much. There's a lot of pop culture references that don't really make sense. Some compare this to, what's it called? To Finding Nemo, but it's nothing like Finding Nemo at all. I understand that Finding Nemo came out a year before then, and now they came out with the C movie after the success of it. But yeah, it's just, yeah. There's a lot of things that don't really work in this world, and as a kid, I didn't understand the Godfather references, and I think most kids don't because they don't watch it. They've never watched it, and they never would watch it, so yeah. There's funny moments, like I think Will Smith's character is a lot of fun. He's very unlikable though, and he's kind of like the protagonist that you can't really relate to or don't want to root for. Because he's an asshole, he just kind of pushes everything aside after he becomes big and famous. So, yeah, it's, yeah. Sinbad, I've never seen it. Never seen this one. I never seen this one. Never seen this one. Sorry. There's a lot of these I haven't seen. I think this is, Flushed Away. Pretty good. It has the stop motion animation. Hugh Jackman's character. He was like a rat that was living life. And a little lonely. He didn't have any friends until his big guy showed up and started taking over the house. Flushed him away down the toilet. And, he went to this, like, sewer world where he meets this girl, I forget her name, and, they kind of just work together on helping each other out, getting, away from the big giant rat creature and, the frog dude, I don't remember the plot all the way, because once again, it's been a couple months since I've seen it. But I remember enjoying it. I think I like the stop motion animation. I thought it was great and all that. So, pretty good. This one I heard a lot of great things, but I've never seen it. I believe it won an Academy Award. Never seen Chicken Run. Now, I've never seen Prince of Egypt all the way through. But let's be honest here. Prince of Egypt is a masterpiece. Like, these two are the best DreamWorks movie. And looking at the animation and the story and everything, I think it's a masterpiece. Now, I've never seen it, but trust me, guys, I know. Okay, I know. El Dorado, I've never seen this one. Never seen this one. Never seen this one. Oops. Oh, where we go? Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. Absolute masterpiece. The 2D and 3D animation mix. Incredible. This is how you do a sequel once again. DreamWorks are pretty good with their sequels. Most of the time. So obviously the animation's great, the voice acting is great. Let's talk about the story. The story has a lot of messages of stop thinking yourself as hot shit or, dealing with death and grief in a way and kind of appreciate what you have. Puss in Boots, is this badass character that goes against a sleeping giant and then dies. And it's revealed that he's died 8 times. He's done his last life because obviously cats have 9 lives. So he kind of has to, take his time and not get hurt as much. So he has to retire. And he's like, nah, I'm not going to retire. And then he encounters one of the best characters in the movie and one of DreamWorks' best characters. The wolf, the antagonist, the Grim Reaper, Death, whatever you want to call him. Absolutely incredible. His fighting style, his motive of you didn't spend your lives, respectfully and you didn't do it the right way. You kind of just, I'm just going to toss my deaths to the side. They're nothing to me. And he was really cool. I mean, his voice is so intimidating and, I just love this movie a lot, and it's talked about, and it's been DreamWorks' best movies, since How to Train Your Dragon 3, people say. Because DreamWorks was kind of a hit or miss during their mid 2010s of releasing Trolls and Boss Baby and all that. Trolls was good, but Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is iconic. And what I like about this movie is it kept the Shrek universe alive because obviously Shrek incorporates pop culture and you know like adult humor and adult themes, and it does that well. And it has blood and a lot of violence, and a guy literally gets eaten alive by a plant. And obviously, you also have Kitty Softballs is back. Jack Horner was a really good villain. He was very simple. He had no redeemable quality about him. He was just a full-on evil, soulless boy, and I liked him a lot. And I liked how whiny he was because he's voiced by John Mulaney. And John Mulaney did a good job with him. Yeah, I like that one a lot. And you have the Three Bears and Goldilocks. They were bounty hunters, and I thought that was a really cool idea. And you got to see their life and what they were doing, why they were doing it. And, obviously you heard Goldilocks' motives. You also had Jimmy Cricket, who was absolutely funny and was kind of the conscious to Jack Horner, and he's like seeing how evil Jack Horner was, and he's like, you're horrible, and I thought that part was really funny, and such a great film. It's a masterpiece. Simple. Bad Guys, I've heard a lot of great things about it. I've never watched it. Let's be honest, that movie's F tier. I'd never seen it, but it can't be as good as, or good, what the fuck am I talking about? As bad as the first one. So yeah, F tier. I have no idea what this one is. Never seen it. I've heard of it, never seen it. It's the Trolls movies, never seen it. Never seen it. Oh, damn it. And never seen it. Megamind is the worst Dreamworks movie. I never watched it. I watched the trailer, and oh my god. You went from a masterpiece to F tier so quickly, it is insane. Like, look at the animation quality of the trailer. It's so freaking bad. It looks like a Nintendo Wii game, for crying out loud. And then you don't have Will Ferrell, Tina Fey, Brad Pitt. You don't have the old cast members back. Instead, you got these knockoff voice actors who do the best. It's not their fault. And I don't necessarily blame this on DreamWorks all the way. I kind of blame this on Peacock, because Peacock was kind of pushing this like, hey, we need to make a movie and we also need to make a show. Yeah, that's right. They also have a show that's dog shit. So yeah. Yeah, there's nothing great about this movie, and let's be honest, it's probably one of the worst movies of 2024, aside from Madame Web and Winnie the Pooh, too. And then last but not least, we have Kung Fu Panda 4. I saw this one, and obviously it's the newest DreamWorks movie. Let's pretend that one doesn't exist. You know what? I'm doing this. Okay? I'm doing this. Settings. Alright, sorry about that. I'll cut all that out. Boom. There. Alright, where did I put Kung Fu Panda 2? Kung Fu Panda 2 is okay. I had somewhat high expectations because I was great they were bringing this back to the big screen, because I saw most of these in theaters, and I saw all three of the Kung Fu Panda movies, and I grew up with them. They're like kind of like my childhood in a way, besides Shrek. But I didn't really like it that much. Chameleon was a cool idea for a character in a villain, but her motives are kind of bad. Tai Lung was kind of like, disgraced or kind of like declined of power. Lord Shin was just full on evil. He wanted power. He was kind of cocky with his fireworks and all that. Had evil moves as a 10. And then Kai was just pretty much, wanting the power for himself, but Master Oogway stopped him because he doesn't want him to take all the power. He wants to give power, help people. But this one, her motive literally is because She's not good enough, and she's short. Listen, I'm short, okay? And because I'm short, I'm not going to go around taking people's identities, shape-shifting into them, and killing people. That's so stupid. If you're not good, you're not good. Just accept it. But she became this, like, sorcerer that I'm going to take the power for myself, and I'm going to take your power. And it's okay. I had some funny moments in there, and you had Aquafina's character. She was alright. There's nothing extraordinary about this movie. Animation is great. Once again, Dreamworks always improves on it, and the voice acting's fine. Obviously, one of the best moments in this movie is Jack Black's 10 Inches Deep, Baby Hit Me One More Time. I thought it was a banger. And hearing that full song all the way, masterpiece. But yeah. You know what, just for that, I'll be nice. Good. Okay? Just because of that, Yeah, I'm gonna be a little lenient. But yeah. I think this is my least favorite, and the weakest of the Kung Fu Panda quadrilogy now, or whatever the fourth's called. But yeah, I kind of want to put it here because all three of them were so good that it's a great trilogy, but I won't do that. We'll put it pretty good. And then, post dads, the Duck dad, Ping, and then Lee dad, his real dad, going on adventure following him. And yeah, and the characters in the movie were just not funny and not great. They were just kind of like violence, and all that. So yeah. There was a couple funny moments. Once again, it's just not as good as the first three. And never will be topped. And I hate, movies need to stop making a fourth movie. Just leave a trilogy alone. Like, you didn't see no Dark Knight, after Rises, did you? No, it stopped at Dark Knight Rises. Same thing with Lord of the Rings, but yeah. Alright, and that concludes the tier list for Dreamworks Animation movies. So, we got Masterpiece, we got the A tiers, the B tiers, C tiers, D tiers, and F tiers. And then non-existent doesn't exist. Gets his own category. And there's a lot I haven't seen, I'll have to go check out eventually. But yeah. If you did enjoy this Tierlist Tuesday, make sure you I fucked that up. If you did enjoy this Tierlist Tuesday, make sure you punch the crap like button, punch it until you like it. Subscribe if you haven't and want to join the Tanner fam. We chill, we kick it, we vibe here. Currently at 147 subs, so thank you guys for subscribing to that. Make sure you click on the bell so you're notified when the videos upload so you comment for a second. And shout out to everybody commenting, engaging, I appreciate it. And don't forget to share with any family and friends that are also interested in content like this. Also, there will be some gaming videos up on Thursday. There will be about 2. So check those out. And that's all. This is your boy Tanner Man signing off. Peace out.